નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. આદર્શ એજ્યુકેશન સોસાયટી welcomes you all here. Dear student friends, we'll move ahead in the second lesson of your supplementary text, The Adventure of Toto. Basically, this lesson is written by Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is an Indian English writer. Throughout the world, he is well known for his short stories and for his writing, as he is used to write about India, Indian culture, and all the characters, settings, plot constructions would be according to India and Indian culture. Based on this lesson, we will have one essay, My Pet. We are used to pet birds, we are used to pet animals, parrot, pigeon, dog, monkeys, cow. These all are our pet birds and animals. In the first line itself, he introduced grandfather, and with this content, here he has given one idea. Have you ever had a baby monkey as a pet? The same thing I told you, as a pet. We are used to keep birds and animals at our house. Who is Toto? Here he has introduced Toto. Toto is a baby monkey. Who is Toto? A baby monkey. And what are the adventures that he has written here in this chapter, in this lesson? Let's find out whether he is equal to Toto, whether he is mischievous or docile. Docile word is used here, docile, obedient. What's here in this lesson that we will move gradually. Grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. This figure you will keep it in your mind. Sum of 5 rupees. It can be in your short question also, and when you will write end of the story, at that time also this thing you will use. This thing is important for you. Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough. Feeding trough, a place where you will keep birds and animals for their feeding. And monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow. Little fellow means young one, little monkey, to his private zoo. From here we come to know that grandfather was having his private zoo. So many other birds and animals he had in his private zoo. Okay. How Toto was. This paragraph is the characterization of Toto, so that if it is told to you, explain Toto in your own words, then maximum sentences from this paragraph will be the answer for the same one. You see, Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled, shining with mischief. He always thought for mischief. Beneath the deep set eyebrows, eyebrows were deep set eyebrows, and his teeth, which were a pearly white. Pearly white, how the pearl is white, like that it is white, pearly white, were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life out of elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. Ruskin Bond told that Anglo-Indian ladies will get frightened, and that frightened they will get from the smile, because pearly white teeth will be displayed in a smile, and that smile will be a frightened scene for Anglo-Indian ladies. But his hands looked dried up, as though they had been picked in some of many years, for a long time. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked. How his hands were! His hands looked dried up, dried up, dried up. It was not so smooth. They had been pickled in some of many years, as it is used for many years in this way, so that his hands looked dry. Even his fingers were quick. Fingers were quick. Even we are also having quick fingers. We can use it, bend it, take in use and usage very quickly. The word is used here, wicked. Keep it in your mind. WWK, WEAK, and this also WICK. Wicked, just like a string, dori jeva patla. And his tail, while his tail, it was adding to his good looks. This is quite common, that tail will add additional look to a monkey. And for this, grandfather believed a tail would add anyone's good look, especially in animals, and also served as a third hand. For monkeys, it is quite common. They are using the tail as a third hand. He could use it to hang. You would have seen so many times, even on channels in TV also you would have seen hanging monkeys, and they are used to hang with the tail. From a branch, and it was capable of scooping up, moving here and there with jumping. Delicacy that might outreach of his hands. What's out of his hands? Out of the reach of his hands. There he will move, he will reach with jumping, and at that time he will use his tail for hanging and jumping and going, moving ahead in this way. Next to that, grandfather always fused when grandfather brought home some new birds and animals. Grandmother always fused, the word is used here, fused, would not like, would be little bit angry. When grandfather brought home some new birds or animals, so it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept as a secret for her until she was in a particularly good mood. When she will be in a good mood, at that time grandfather will introduce Toto. Till that time, grandfather wanted to keep it as a secret for her. Grandfather and I is equal to Ruskin bond. Grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall. Very near to my bedroom wall, open place was there. There they kept this Toto, where he was tied securely, or so we thought, a peg fastened into the wall. A peg fastened into the wall. Peg means we'll think nail. આપણે ખીલી જેને કહીએ છીએ, nail and hammer. How it is fastened into the wall. દિવાલ ઉપર આપણે જે રીતે ખીલી ખૂંચાડીએ છીએ, we are fastening it to the wall like this. He was kept outside my bedroom wall. Then what happened? A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather, now stood out as naked brick and plaster. Grandfather કેટલાક વોલ્સ ઉપર ઓર્નામેન્ટલ પેપર રાખ્યા હતા. That was removed. હજી એક વાત, the wall was naked. It was with the naked brick and plaster. Whatsoever was on the wall, each and everything was removed. Next to that, the peg, જેને આપણે ખીલી કહીએ છીએ, in the wall had been wrenched from its socket. Wrenched, removed, kept out. And my school blazer, Ruskin bonds, and my school blazer, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. Shreds, चित्रे हाल कर नाख्यो, was stored in different places. I wondered what grandmother would say, but grandfather did not worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. He did not worry. Toto's performance, what mischief he did. દિવાલ ઉપરના જે extra papers removed, my blazer was torn out. આ બધું suppose grandmother comes to know, it would be a problematic, but grandfather did not worry for this. He was so clever. He is so clever, said grandfather. In given time, I'm sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope. If you would have kept him for a long time, given time if you would have given, then he would have converted blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. And through that only, he would have planned to escape from the window. This is the opinion of grandfather. His presence in the house still, it was a secret for all. Toto was now transferred to a big cage in servants' quarter where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together. Who were there? A tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and for a while my pet goat also. These all were in the private zoo of grandfather in servants' quarter. The word is used here, sociably together. Sociably together, living with cooperation. Sociably together. They all were living together. Who were there? This also can be a question for you. Who were there who were the members in the private zoo of grandfather? A tortoise, a pair of rabbit, a tame squirrel, pet goat, and monkey Toto. But the monkey would not allow any of his companion to sleep at night. So grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur, decided to take him along with him. This was the capacity of Toto. He would never allow anyone to sleep at night. Now what to do? Very next day, grandfather had to leave Dehradun to Saharanpur. He had to go from Dehradun to Saharanpur to get his pension. So that what he can do? So that he decided to keep along with him Toto, so that he took him along with him. Unfortunately, I could not go with him. Unfortunately, I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterwards, what happened in his tour, that he told me little later. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. What he did? He took one black canvas bag, a big black canvas kit bag. Grandfather took for Toto. With this, some straws at the bottom. થોડું ઘાસ નાખ્યું. Became his new abode. Abode means his residence, his house, for the time being. When the bag was closed, there was no chance to escape anywhere else for Toto. Toto could not get his hands through the opening. Bag khule to bahar nikalai na. It was tied. And the canvas bag was too strong, so strong for him to bite his way through. He was not able to bite, to break that canvas bag. His efforts to get out only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air, an exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers on the Dehradun railway platform. How to escape? ભાગવું છે તો કેવી રીતે ભાગવું? From upper side it was tied. Now what was the chance for him? For that he did one thing. From that sack bag only, from that canvas bag only, he tried to jump. Another thing, he tried to roll on, so that he can, if something goes wrong, then he can move out from that canvas bag. And it was just like an exhibition for onlookers. The word is used here, onlookers. Onlookers, those who were there present to look it, onlookers. It was just like an exhibition. It was a funny incident for all of them, those who were present in Dehradun railway station platform. Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur. Till Saharanpur, Toto was inside the bag. But while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway style, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. Two words we'll think: turnstile and wide grin. You see here, the word is turnstile. આપણે જ્યારે રેલવે સ્ટેશન ઉપર ટિકિટ લેવા માટે ઊભા હોઈએ ત્યારે એક સ્ટેન્ડ હોય છે, ડિવાઇડેડ બાય ડિફરન્ટ પોલ્સ. વચ્ચે પોલ હોય છે, હોરિઝોન્ટલ એન્ડ વર્ટિકલ, અને ક્યુ માટે એક સેપરેટ સ્ટાઇલમાં એક વિન્ડોઝની સામે ક્યુ બનાવેલી હોય છે. That is known as turnstile. When grandfather went to take his ticket and reached to the turnstile, at that time only Toto suddenly poked his head out from the bag and gave ticket collector a wide grin. Grin here is equal to smile. Hey, from canvas bag, a monkey? Up to this extent we keep. Next to that, what's happened, that we will come to know later on. Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us.